Have you ever wondered why we're seeing more extreme weather, rising sea levels, and hotter summers? How much of this is linked to climate change, and what can we do to make a difference? Today, we're delving into the issue of climate change, what it is, what's causing it, the impact it's having on our planet, and most importantly, what you can do to help reduce your carbon footprint. Let's dive in and explore how we can all play a role in protecting our world. So, what exactly is climate change? In simple terms, climate change refers to long-term changes in temperature, precipitation, and other atmospheric conditions on Earth. While the Earth's climate has naturally changed over millions of years, what's happening today is different. It's happening much faster, largely due to human activities. The burning of fossil fuels like coal, oil, and natural gas releases greenhouse gases, such as carbon dioxide, CO2, into the atmosphere. These gases trap heat from the sun, creating what's known as the greenhouse effect. This warming effect is causing global temperatures to rise at an unprecedented rate. There are several key factors driving climate change. 1. Burning fossil fuels. The biggest contributor is the burning of fossil fuels for electricity, transportation, and industry. Every time we drive a car, use electricity from coal-powered plants, or fly in an airplane, we release CO2 into the atmosphere. 2. Deforestation. Trees absorb CO2, helping to balance greenhouse gas levels. However, deforestation, particularly in rainforests like the Amazon, is reducing the number of trees available to absorb CO2, making climate change worse. 3. Agriculture. The agricultural industry, especially livestock farming, produces significant amounts of methane, another potent greenhouse gas. In addition, fertilizers release nitrous oxide, which is even more effective at trapping heat than CO2. 4th. Industrial processes. Manufacturing and industrial processes emit various pollutants, including CO2 and other greenhouse gases, into the atmosphere. Now that we understand the causes, let's look at the impact of climate change on our planet. 1. Rising temperatures. Global temperatures have risen by about 1.2 degrees Celsius, 2.2 degrees Fahrenheit since the late 19th century. This may not sound like much, but even small increases can have major effects on ecosystems and weather patterns. 2. Melting ice caps and rising sea levels. As temperatures rise, polar ice caps and glaciers are melting, causing sea levels to rise. This puts coastal cities and island nations at risk of flooding, displacing millions of people. 3. Extreme weather events. Climate change is linked to an increase in extreme weather events like hurricanes, heat waves, wildfires, and heavy rainfall. These events are becoming more frequent and severe, causing destruction to communities and ecosystems. 4th. Impact on wildlife. Many species are struggling to adapt to changing temperatures and shifting habitats. As a result, we're seeing an increase in endangered species and the loss of biodiversity. 5. Human health. Climate change also affects our health by worsening air quality, increasing the spread of diseases, and making heat waves more dangerous. While climate change is a global challenge, there are steps each of us can take to reduce our carbon footprint and help slow the process. 1. Use energy wisely. Turn off lights and unplug electronics when they're not in use. Consider using energy-efficient appliances and switching to renewable energy sources like solar or wind if possible. 2. Reduce, reuse, recycle. By recycling, reducing waste, and reusing items, you can help reduce the amount of energy needed to produce new products. This also helps keep waste out of landfills. 3. Drive less, walk more. Cars are a major source of CO2 emissions. Try walking, biking, using public transportation, or carpooling to reduce your carbon footprint. If possible, consider switching to an electric vehicle. 5. Eat a plant-based diet. The meat industry is a significant source of greenhouse gases, particularly methane. Reducing your meat and dairy consumption, even just a few days a week, can have a positive impact. 5. Support sustainable brands. Choose to buy from companies that prioritize sustainability and environmental responsibility. Your purchasing power can encourage businesses to adopt greener practices. 6. Plant trees. Trees absorb CO2 and release oxygen, making them a natural ally in the fight against climate change. Consider planting trees in your community or supporting reforestation projects.